Welcome to the Emerging Startup Series and Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Volunteer Academy for Tech Solution. Theme is Youth, Innovation and Impact, the story of Shahzeb Ali. At an age where most are still exploring their paths, Shahzeb is already building them. Known as Pakistan's youngest IBM certified data scientist, Shahzeb has combined his love for technology with entrepreneurial vision. From contributing to open source projects and mentoring aspiring developers to now leading as the founder and CTO of DEVMo, he's on a mission to create custom AI solutions that empower businesses and put his nation on the global tech map. In this episode, we sit down with Shazia to talk about his journey, ambitions, and the young leader behind the algorithms, and also come to know Shazia as a person. So, welcome, Shazia, to this international coffee conversation episode.
Thank you, Leon. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, so let me explain it. There will be three rounds: professional, personal, and a surprise rapid fire round where you will be boxy. You have to be very fun, quick, and use your gift AI at workforce, which has been ordered by me. And so let's begin. Friend, I'm Joseph Koffee, tech evangelist at Prime for Solution, author of 15 books. So my first question, Shazil, you have become Pakistan's youngest Indian certified data scientist. What did that milestone mean to you personally and professionally, and how has this journey been?
So basically, when you're at a young age, you're trying to code things, and especially when I was beginning programming, you usually don't have anything to back yourself up. I started first learning the programming. It was age of 13, and I started coding things. I went from A to Z, and I made my first PMI calculator at the age of 13 actually. But then what happened? There was a point when I reached, and I was like, okay, I'll just continue forever like programming things, but I need something to motivate me along the way, because especially for teenagers when they are young, like at the age of 14, 15, 16, there's a time where you start to burn out. So I thought of myself, let's try to actually do some certifications that would help me boost the confidence and actually prove myself. Because yeah, you're programming and everything, but again, what do you have to back yourself up? So that's where I decided that I would attempt my PSEP certification and then the certification by IBM certified data scientist. So that's where I attempted both of the certifications, and this was mainly the major idea behind it.
Wow. So let's dive into the conversation. Tell us about how you decided to build Devel.
So basically, the moment where I decided to build DevelMo, it was that I was freelancing along the way as well. There was a point when I was coding, and when I was coding my projects, and I started learning more with side projects, because when you learn through tutorials and everything, that is fine. That is the good part. But after that, you start building projects, because then you have another perspective to think about how applications are built, what architecture they follow, and etc. So that really came, along with building side projects. I had some AI projects like smart traffic detection monitoring system, and I did a data dashboard on Power BI for Pakistan Telecom Channel. So I was freelancing along the way as well. I started teaching students, some were from the US, some were from Saudi Arabia, and I still do private tuitions. But after that, I was in the phase that there was work coming through freelancing from other companies, and I thought that it's time to take another time to take on another challenge, because when you're freelancing, you're just still an employee, but just not under someone. So that really changed my perspective, and I thought of, let's build a startup. And usually at young ages, when you go to build a startup, like at your 18, 19, 20, or that early phase, you don't have anything to lose. And I really suggest that to everyone. At least try to build a startup, go through that way, because there are many things you learn. And that was the moment I decided to build DevelMo, and then we went on to take many clients and worked on several projects.
Beautiful. Okay. So let's. My next question will be: what are the biggest challenges startup face in adopting AI, and how do you help them How do you help them overcome these?
So basically, this is the challenge almost every startup faces, and it is bringing clients. And everyone is clueless at the start, because when you're freelancing, it's a different way to bring clients. Usually, people don't hesitate much when you're an individual. They can give you work. You have low budget work and you have high budget. But when you're building a startup, you try to win as many as projects as you can. At the start, you don't really care about the budget or profit margins and everything. So that client bringing, that client acquisition process is the main major challenge which we faced at the start. And we basically overcame by learning through different strategies. So there was cold calling, cold emailing, and then we have this Upwork, which is a great platform for freelancing. We registered our agency there. So that was a great method as well. Then connections, basically uh, social networking. Now, so most of the time you'll find that in your reference, in your social circle, there would be people that would be looking for AI solutions, not in your friend circle, but normally in your a little bit higher senior circle. So through our referrals, we landed our first client. It was a multi-billion-dollar telecom operator. And after that, we were in the running process, because once you overcome this challenge, you kind of get how to get clients. And that was the main thing for us. There were several challenges as well. That was technical challenges, because when you win a project, you are, because most of the time you think about bringing the client. Once the client has landed, now you think about actually how to do the work, because it's a different way to do the work, because you alone won't work on this. These are usually big projects, so you have to manage a team as well. Most of the time you wouldn't be the one doing the technical things. Even if you are the technical person, you would be the one doing the handling, the managerial side. So you would have to learn how to handle the team, and this was the major challenge I came upon. I wasn't a good leader from the start, but when I started this initiative, I learned how to manage people, because I thought it is as simple. You give them the money, they'll do the work, but it's not as simple as that. They will hesitate you, and they won't pick up the calls, they won't respond you, and it's just part of the natural process. So these were the major challenges we overcame, basically. And leadership is the main factor after you get into this loop of getting clients.
Beautiful. So, Shahzad, where do ethics and responsibility play in your approach to AI solutions?
So basically, we believe in the philosophy of scaling businesses through AI that fits, right? So what we do is that we say, let's say you have a product, right? Now you have to fit according to the product, specific companies. But usually when we are talking about AI, they are very niche requirements. So our client had a requirement that we have a event going on. It's a event hall, and there are CCTV cameras. We want you to extract some insights from those CCTV cameras. And then we had implemented computer vision in that. So we were getting the stream from the CCTV cameras, and from there we did analytics using our computer vision models. So how many people are coming in, what gender is he or she, and what is their count, what is their age range, and their how much time are they spending. So these things, they are very important, and we focus on this philosophy. Again, I'll repeat that: don't fit yourself according to your product, according to a product, but actually build a customized solution for you. It's a bit expensive at the start, but we also come with flexible pricing. So we have different plans of pricing, and we do flexible pricing in the sense that if you can't afford, then we try to take royalty. Or if you can't, if you want a low budget solution, we also try to fit that by making a little bit compromises which won't affect your major workflow.
Wow. Okay. So, when you are at an international convention and you have to describe the DNA of DevelMo in 3 words, what would it be?
If I had to describe DevelMo in 3 words, I would say, mm, I would again say custom AI solutions. I think that would be the best way to describe it, because that basically describes it all. That basically describes it all. So you are making custom AI solutions. That's the whole purpose. We work upon different industries as well. So computer vision, NLP, chatbots, and so on. So I think those 3 words would be the best choice.
Okay. So the story behind Startup meaning DevelMo.
So the story behind starting DevelMo, it's that when I was freelancing along the way, freelancing got a bit boring because you had these clients coming in and then they're giving you these low level projects. Sometimes you get high level projects as well. But again, that's the thing. You do the technical work and once you're done, that's it. So I really like this challenge. I always like leading the teams, but I was never a good leader. So the whole idea of starting DevelMo was based upon that. Let's take a new challenge. There's nothing to lose. What's the worst that can happen? So that's why we started DevelMo, and I had a lot of support from my parents as well. My father is a senior cloud architect. He's working in Saudi telecom operator, STC, one of they're actually the biggest telecom operator in Saudi Arabia. So I had technical support from him as well. He mentored me uh, through all of this process, and he still helps me, with all the technical things. Because again, I'm a programmer, I'm a data scientist, but I'm not good with cloud and other things. So you can't be good at all things. And maturity is once you realize that, then you start to automate your task. You start to give that, okay, let's say project has come, right? And there are several things to be done. So you could handle the things which you are expert in, but sometimes you need to look at the storage, the graphical processing power and everything. So but DevelMo was definitely, it was a very good challenge. It is still a very good challenge, and we are still continuing to push forward.
So, Shahzeb, how do you balance being a founder and a CTO at such a young age?
Uh, it's kind of hard actually because managing being a founder and CTO, because again, I like the technical things as well, and I still love programming. But again, most of the time I don't get that much time because I have to handle people, I have to handle my team as well. We have, as a founder, you have to look into different perspectives. So you have to look on the client acquisition process, how's the finance going, and then you also have to look that if a certain project has come, then is it going well, what are the technical limitations we are facing. And this is one of the challenge I'm facing, but there's also another challenge which is managing studies as well. So you have to manage studies as well, and that's a major challenge. So because you only have 12 hours of the day at most, and between that you have to manage your studies, your hobbies, your extracurricular activities, and being a founder. But somehow I try to manage that in a sense that I try to allocate my time. So let's say 4 hours to studies, and then uh, 2 hours to my activities, easing up a little bit. And then, mostly for the founder and CTO roles, I'm 24/7 available because you can't just fix a time. There's some of your employees, they're managing, some of your employees, they're messaging you at one time, and then some of them are messaging you at other time. Then there's a certain project, client is based in US and I'm in Saudi Arabia, there's time zone difference. So you have to
Mm.
be 24/7 available for that. You have to be prepared at all times.
Wow. So, Shahzeb, you mentored 50 plus students. How important is teaching and community building in your tech journey?
I love teaching honestly because teaching really helps me to learn different things. Even if you're teaching the thing, basically you're teaching the things which you know. But when you are teaching, you gain different perspectives again. It is similar to how we are talking. We share ideas, but in teaching again as well, I learned that the first time when I started teaching, she was a 50-year-old client from the US, and she was a mother of I think two or three, and she was really dedicated into learning Python. It was I think for her side project and these things. So the thing is that when you learn a thing, you learn from one perspective that okay, this is how it works and everything. But when you go teach it to somebody else, then you have these questions in mind which come that okay, because the other client, the other student asks you that why can't this be possible in this way, why not this way. So then you're in this loophole of constantly thinking that I didn't think of that. That's an interesting way to think, and this can only come from teaching. And that's why I always encourage my friends, my students, and everyone to teach whatever you have, so whatever knowledge you have. So even if you learned a simple concept of variables in Python, go on, teach it to your friend, try to teach it to somebody else, because if you're able to successfully teach it, then you are able to successfully learn it as well.
Wow. You're very with on AI in the Muslim world. So my question would be, how the students, the entrepreneurs, then the working professionals are using AI in their work area, in their studies. How do you see them catching up with Silicon Valley or defining their own path? Because this is a very new thing where AI has disrupted the way we are working.
Right, exactly. Yes, because this wave of AI, it started basically around, I remember when I was working at the age of 13, it was new at that time, but now it has become quite mature. So, if we look at the Muslim world specifically, specifically Pakistan as well, because that's the most accurate sample size I can comment on. I've seen that in Pakistan, people have really started to adapt to new technology as well. And especially students, they are really taking the benefit of this. The environment of freelancing, it has increased quite a bit more. And that's really the good thing, because people are now realizing that it's very easy, and they're really going into these AI related fields, computer science related fields. Although there has some saturation, because the most demanding field is AI, then they are going towards that field. But it's a good thing as well. In a way, they are exploring other fields as well. And I've seen, I think Pakistan and the Muslim world easily can catch up with the Silicon Valley, but still there needs to be some more passion, more dedication towards that, because there needs to be a whole community as well. You One person just can't create the whole Silicon Valley. So definitely, I would take on that challenge as well. But right now, I don't think people are defining their own path, because you see most of the people, they are going towards making their own startups, and that's a good thing as well. I recently posted on LinkedIn that you would see more startups in this AI era, because it's easy to make an MVP now. It would just take you it would just take yourself to make an MVP. You don't need to spend that much money. So people are really utilizing that, and I think we would go really far with this.
Wow. So, in your interactions with different people, what is the most memorable usage of AI?
Uh, if we had to see the most memorable usage of AI, to be honest, I love computer vision, and I think that's the most useful AI for especially businesses if we are talking about. Because again, chatbots, these things are very useful for daily life. But you have seen businesses like retail stores, coffees, cafes, basically cafes, and then you have shopping stores. They really have this CCTV, but they don't really have anything to extract these analytics from. Now let's say suppose you are a store owner, right? And you put up a sale campaign, but again, you're not sure how many clients are coming in, what is the progress of that sale even. So computer vision can easily help you detect, and it's just so much mind blowing that only through the camera you can detect so many things automatically. So a person is coming in, going out, and not just that, you could do, let's say in the traffic monitoring system which I developed, you could automate the whole procedure. So you don't need to put manual people there. You could just implement a computer vision system, my smart traffic monitoring system. Basically, at DevelMo, we are also working at this or on this Omni Road 2.0. And with this, what you can do is you can connect to CCTV cameras, and all the centralized streams are coming towards one server, and then you can detect how many cars are coming in, going out in a specific area, and that if there is any accident detection, and what is the severity of that accident detection, and then the whole system is being updated. So this is just one example of the most usable AI, most useful AI niche, I think. But again, there are many niches. To be honest, I'm very inclined towards computer vision.
Beautiful. So, last question for our professional journey around Shahzeb. Where do you see yourself and DevelMo in the next 5 years?
Uh, Honestly, my aim in the next 5 years is to expand as much as I can. My main motive has always been expanding my team and expanding my client base, because usually businesses, they just have a very straight point of growth. You need more clients, you need a bigger team. That's where you can expand, and that's the only way you can expand. And in the next 5 years, I honestly see working with a bigger team and working with more clients, because we are constantly striving to going towards that target, and we want our products to be introduced in the industry as well. So we are working with different clients, we are working with different restaurants in Saudi Arabia, and we have this product, our main major flagship product, which is called Crowd IQ. So it's the whole analytics system I described for our client, and we are working with different restaurants as well to implement that in their crowd spaces as well. And I think we can definitely expand in the next 5 years if we keep pushing like that.
Wow. So let's go to the next round and know more about Shahzeb as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years. If you share about a father, or let's come to know your family and your formative years.
Uh, so basically, we are a family of five. I have two brothers, and my father was always a technical guy from the beginning. He actually did bachelor's in electrical engineering from Pakistan, and my mother is a doctor. She's a gynecologist. So both are professionals, professional working, and so I had that support from towards that side as well. My two younger brothers, they are currently studying in school in their high school year, and my middle brother, although the middle brother syndrome, they are not usually easy to handle, but he's more towards the enjoying side. So my father has helped me a lot in this journey. My mother has supported me as well. So I never had that pressure, that that you only need to study, you don't need to go into different pathways. So I was easily able to expand my knowledge into programming, and into different sports, into different things, into different initiatives I take. And my father helped me a lot as well, because I remember when I started programming, I didn't start it suddenly. I asked my dad that, I have interest in computers, let's actually do programming, because I thought it is the same as using applications, it would be that much easy. So he started me with Visual Basics, and honestly, that was the worst 15 minutes of my life. Visual Basics was really horrifying, and that's why I always suggest people that if you want to start with a programming language, go with Python, because you actually focus on learning more concepts rather than learning how to write it. So it really depends. But then he introduced me to Python, and then I just worked my way through up, and yeah.
Wow. So outside of tech, what hobby or activity helps you to unwind and recharge?
Uh, it's definitely sports. And if I were to be specific in sports, it would be paddle. Basically, it's a tennis type sport. You can say it's a mixture of tennis and squash, and the court is a little bit small. But it really helps me. It's basically my favorite sport, and recently it has started booming a lot. So I've been playing that, and weekly it's a must for me to play at least 2 to 3 times a week. Else my week doesn't feel complete. So sports really helps me to recharge, because most of the time you're sitting in coding, and you don't have that eagerness to go on and move through. But sports really helps me keep moving.
So what's the family value that still guide you every day?
uh what's one family that still guides you? It really depends. Honestly, what's one family value that guides you every day? Hmm. Honestly, supporting each other through difficult times, because that's the major concept of being a family.
Yeah.
There are tough times upon me, upon my family, and then we support each other. So sometimes my brother, he has some fights, or he's facing difficult situations in studies, or I'm going through under immense pressure. So my parents are always there to help us. Sometimes my dad is stressed out with the finances, although that's our fault, but we still try to comfort him. So I believe that supporting each other is the really important value for family.
Beautiful. So what's a memory with your friends that still makes you laugh out loud?
um hmm. They usually see me as a mixture of both, because I'm a fun guy as well, but I usually sometimes crack jokes, but I'm not good at cracking jokes that much. But I'm a mixture of both, you can say. Sometimes, I crack jokes, but sometimes, most of the times, I like talking technical things. So my friends usually get bored with me, but they're like, okay, because they're there to compensate the funny part.
Wow. Which is the book or movie which has influenced you or you like it very much and can watch it, that movie, or read that book again?
If we were to talk about movies, the one that really I normally like movies that are based on history. So I really liked Kingdom of Heavens. It's about Salahuddin Ayyubi and how he conquered Jerusalem. But I really like historical movies that has I really I'm really inspired by leaders and their qualities. How they handle people, because when you're a leader at a company, that's one level. But when you're managing the whole state, then you have to manage everything. So different challenges. So I'm really keen into Kingdom of Heavens as well. Yeah, that was the one movie I would go with.
Wow. So my last one is the Gogi one. Describe Shahzeb in one line.
In one line, Shahzeb is a fun nerd technical person who can sometimes crack out jokes, but is a fun person to hang out with. I would describe that myself. I'm
Wow.
still a teenager though, so I wouldn't say anything else. So yeah.
Wow. So let's put you on the hot seat, the rapid fire round. Your go-to comfort food.
My comfort food has to be definitely biryani. That's my comfort food. It is my favorite food as well, but it is the comfort food as well. So I usually
Wow.
enjoy desi cuisine more than anything.
Coding online or early morning brainstorming.
Um, can you repeat that?
Coding online or early morning brainstorming.
Coding in line or early morning brainstorm, basically. Yeah, I would definitely go with it.
Oh. Your favorite color.
My favorite color?
Yeah.
That has to be black.
Wow.
Not
Your
the most
favorite
favorite color of people.
your favorite Pakistani dish.
Biryani again. Biryani is basically, you can say, an Indian dish, but again, it's both of our dishes, let's say. So it has to be biryani.
Okay. Best book advice received.
Sorry?
Best piece of advice received in your till journey.
Best piece of advice I've received. The best piece of advice I have received is that always, what would I say? I received many advices. But the best piece of advice I would receive, if I would have to select one, that would be that focus on building your basic concepts on whatever you're learning. So even if you're learning your studies, mathematical concepts, or even if you're learning programming, just try to build a perfect base. And from there, you can branch out to advanced concepts.
Wow, beautiful. Your dream travel place.
Sorry?
Dream travel place.
Drink power place.
Dream travel place. Which place is your dream to visit?
Uh, my
City.
dream, my dream visit. Okay, for me, my dream visit to place. It has to be. I would really like to visit actually the US, the Silicon Valley. I want to see how the technical environment is there, because that's really interesting. I've seen the technical environments in Saudi Arabia, Australia, Pakistan, but I really want to see how Silicon Valley. I want to gain different perspectives on that.
Wow, beautiful. So last one. Tea or coffee to recharge.
Neither. I don't prefer neither tea, neither coffee. But if I had to choose between one of that, I would go with iced coffee. Although people don't consider that coffee, but yeah, I think iced coffee would work.
Yeah. So you did well and you did. So every startup begins with an idea, but it takes resilience, vision, and a spark of courage to turn it into reality. Shazik's journey embodies that spirit, young, fearless, and driven by purpose. His story is not just about AI or technology, but about showing what's possible when passion meets perseverance. As we wrap up this conversation, one thing is clear. Shahzeb isn't just building solution, he's building a future where youth, innovation, and ambition define the. So subscribe to Coffee on the Show with our 500 plus speakers sharing their professional, personal journey. You watch, get inspired, implement in your lives, and you meet another speaker for a cup of coffee. So take care. Thank you.
Bye, guys.